So I'm mainly going to talk about Morris to the Clippers, but I will say I think the Knicks did pretty good here. They got the Clippers first for this year. The Pistons' second rounder in 2021 could be a really good second. We'll have to see what happens with the Pistons here, but that could be like the 32nd pick in the draft or whatever, so that's good. And also the right to swap picks in 2021 with the Clippers, that, I don't know. But that's pretty good for Morris. Anyway, the more interesting thing is, of course, Morris is fit on this Clippers team. He's definitely got more offense to him than Harkless does. I think the question is if Morris will be content with just being an off-ball guy, because I would assume he can make catch-and-shoot threes and all that. The problem is if he slows down the Clippers' offense too much, because he likes to do that. He likes to do his jab step, 15-foot game. He likes to pull up for threes when you think he shouldn't, and he has been making shots this year. I mean, his efficiency has been really good. He's been averaging basically 20 a game. He's, of course, not going to average that or take that many shots on this Clippers team, but, you know, he could maybe put up 13 a game or something. It's pretty much in line with what he did with the Celtics for 2 years. But again, it's will he be a good fit for this Clippers offense? If all he does is play off the ball and play hard on defense and shoot corner threes and all that, then I think he'll be fine. But I was saying that for 2 years about Marcus Morris with the Celtics, and he didn't do it. Now, granted, some of that was without Kyrie, so they needed a little more offense. But I mean, I was saying this last year. I said it when the Celtics let him go. I think he was part of the problem last year. Like, the dude shot 11 times a game for a Celtics team that did not need him shooting that much, you know? And I fear that could happen with this Clippers team, where he just gets a little too overconfident, and he just starts taking possessions away from Lou Will and PG and Kawhi and the Lou Will Montrez pick and roll, even if it hasn't been as good this season. But if he doesn't do that and he just plays off the ball and he occasionally creates an offensive possession, if, you know, depending on the lineup and depending on, you know, ball ends up in his hands with 4 seconds left, okay, cool. But there is a world in which he's just doing a little too much. Another thing that's interesting is his personality and just the way it fits into this Clippers team. I mean, Doc throws temper tantrums at referees kind of all the time. Morris, not exactly a low-key dude, is one way to put it. And you already got Beverly doing his stuff, and Montrez could lose his cool, and I would hope that this Clippers team just doesn't lose their minds in some tough playoff series because of tempers running high and all that stuff. Granted, I think they're still better than everybody besides the Lakers, so it might not really matter at the end of the day, but it could still matter. As far as this from other perspectives, it definitely makes them more versatile. Morris can play the 3, the 4, maybe even 2 guard if you want to go a little bigger. You want to go with like him and JaMychal and whoever else. I think you could roll with a Kawhi, PG, Morris, Beverly, Montrez type of thing. You could take one of them out for Lou. You could take somebody besides Kawhi, PG, and Lou out for Shamet. So there's a lot of options for this Clippers team. They could go big, they could go small, they can go kind of big, kind of small. I mean, that's kind of what happens when Montrez is playing center. An interesting thing will be if Zubac can survive in a playoff series against a team that can space him out a little bit or just go at him defensively or offensively, if you will. And depending on where Montrez is playing, I think that'll have something to do with where Morris ends up playing. Of course, Zubac will start because they've been doing that forever. And then I think you also got to talk about this defensively. It's another guy who can just be a body, 6'8", or however tall the average wing is on this team. Between Kawhi, PG, Morris, JaMychal Green, Beverly can defend some dudes bigger than him. I've said before, I think Beverly is overrated defensively, but he's still good and occasionally very good. And that's all cool. Now, the thing is Harkless was already kind of a versatile defender. And I think you could argue that Harkless is a better defensive player than Morris. If anything, just because he's smarter and he's definitely more disciplined on offense. But if it was up to me, I'd rather have the slightly worse defensively, but definitely better offensively wing. So I don't really fault the Clippers for going in that direction. Again, I'm just hung up on whether Morris is going to fit in this offense or if he's just going to shoot too much or take over the ball too much. But if he just kind of plays off of everybody else, then I think it'll be fine. And hopefully he just doesn't lose it in some tough playoff game or whatever. Because Morris, you know, he definitely goes for the whole I'm tough gimmick, but sometimes it seems like he's trying to convince himself just as much as he's trying to convince everybody else that he's tough. And I don't know if I always want that guy in a playoff series. But again, if he's just simply going to make shots, play off the ball, then I think it's all fine at the end of the day. Do I think this makes the Clippers better than the Lakers? No. I've thought the Lakers were better from day one. I still believe that. And I mean, it's for a few reasons. Like, yeah, I'm a little concerned about the Lakers shooting in a tough series, but I trust LeBron, and I think the Lakers' size is going to be a little too much for the Clippers to deal with. I mean, it's a lot of minutes going up against AD and Dwight, you know? And of course, there's no guarantee that the two LA teams are in the conference finals. And that goes for the Lakers as well, even if I think they're the best team in the league. So yeah, Morris to the Clippers.